So we've got a game tomorrow morning. How much protein should I tell the team to eat?
Coach, the day before a game, you should not even mention protein to players.
Why? I thought protein is the most important macronutrient.
Protein has its benefits, and I'll discuss it another time. But the day before a match and on match day, the most important dietary guidelines are to increase carbohydrates and fluid intake.
Carbohydrates? I thought that made players fat.
Coach, in a football match, 60 to 70% of the total energy supplied to the body comes from carbohydrate sources. In fact, a study on elite youth players found that a large breakfast made up of 60% carbs 135 minutes before a match improved players' technical abilities such as dribbling speed, passing accuracy, and shooting.
But eating a heavy meal before a game wouldn't make players feel heavy?
Everyone is different, but it's important that players focus on ingesting simple carbohydrates. For example, white bread opposed to complex carbs such as whole wheat bread. The key is to reduce the amount of fiber within meals, as the importance prior to a match is to increase carbohydrate stores within the body. However, be mindful that this approach is for performance purposes only, as fiber is an important part of a player's overall health and wellness. So do ensure that on training days, players eat fiber-rich foods opposed to simple carbs.
So let me get this clear. You are saying simple carbs are good?
It's good when the focus is on increasing glycogen stores before and after a match.
After a match as well? I thought after the game they should eat as much protein as possible.
What's your obsession with protein? But yes, during a match, researchers approximate that over 50% of glycogen stores within the muscles can be depleted. It is important to replenish the stores to increase recovery time, especially in congested schedules where players have 2 games within 72 hours.
Last question.
You can ask as much questions as you like once you know your meter running.
What about if players don't eat enough carbs? What will happen?
Good question for once. But a study found that players with lower levels of carbohydrates covered less total distance and had less high-intensity moments, especially in the second half of the match.
I had no idea. As usual, I learned a lot from our calls. So what about fats and proteins?
I thought you said you only had one more question. Well, it's finally over 14 degrees in Amsterdam, so I'm going to enjoy the rest of the day. I'll call you next week and we can discuss fats and proteins then.